Okay, so I'm gonna continue my cold weather antics here because the day just keeps getting more entertaining. Got these lights in for the excavator, and this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I just kept putting off because I told myself I didn't want the distraction, didn't need the distraction, but I'm planning on starting to do a clearing job for my neighbor, and I want to be able to work after dark if that's what I need to do. And really, I want to be able to work after dark out here too. I just, like I said, never got around to it. So anyway, we're going to see if these lights are worth the crap or not. I have no idea, but the pictures people have and the reviews look okay. These are, I guess that's the brand, TMH Genuine. I bought these on Amazon. I think I just did a search for 24 volt LED lights, and this is what I got. They're 27 watt, which isn't the brightest. They had some 48 watts, but they weren't prime, and I wanted to get them in 2 days. I want to get them as fast as I could. So I went in and just got these. I think if I put enough of them on, it'll be plenty. I think they say they convert over to like 2,000 lumens, which is supposed to be equivalent to like a 75 watt halogen or something. So I think they're going to be okay for what I need. I'm not trying to light up the whole forest here. I just need to be able to light up, 20 feet out from whatever I'm working, just so I can, basically so I can see what I can reach is all I need to be able to do. So just give you a look at them. I've already put this one together, but they come with their own little mounting hardware. So as long as you have a bolt hole to put that through, you just drop it in, tighten down the nut, set your angle you want, and tighten down this nut. They've got little lock washers on there. I might want to go back through eventually and replace these with Teflon nuts. We'll see if they shake themselves loose or not. If they shake loose, I'll put Teflon on them. But otherwise, I'll crank them down good and tight, and hopefully the lock washer will be enough. The wire size, I couldn't find any information on the wire size. It says it is a 0.75 millimeter. I don't know what that converts to in 16 or 14 gauge, but it's a solid aluminum wire, not even a stranded wire. They look like to me to be maybe a 16 gauge, but I didn't go buy a wire for this yet because I didn't know what size it'd be. In the pictures on Amazon, it was hard to tell just how big this cable was. I assumed it was going to be a 14 or 16, something like that, pretty small. But I just didn't know, so I didn't want to go buy wire and then have it be way oversized or way undersized. So I'll take one of these puppies to the store. I've got some wire around here I can check against some low voltage DC electrical sort of, or automotive sort of wire. But anyway, I'm gonna go around here. My plan, I've got 10 of them, and I'm happy to use all 10 of them on the machine if that's what I have to do. I've got some holes here that I think are probably too big. These actually aren't mounting holes for lights. That's not what they're for. They're for mounting hydraulic lines or whatever if you have to. I'd like to try to use those just because I have them and I can use them, but I'd like to be able to put one or two lights, at least two lights probably out here on the stick. If I can, maybe I can find some washers to use and actually be able to use those bigger holes. But I'd like to be able to put two lights on the stick, one on either side, and maybe I can find a way to put one or two up here on the boom. It's really not as necessary to be able to light up your boom. There's really nothing up there to see, but your ones on the stick are what's going to help you see your bucket when you're working. So I want to get at least two on the stick so it's good and well lit. Man, the ground is actually frozen. I've never seen frozen ground down here before. It's actually frozen in some spots. This is frozen. It's actually frozen enough I can step on it, supports me. So maybe two on the stick, at least one right up there on the front right corner or top right corner of the cab. There's a space for one. Maybe I can use that broken bracket for one on the boom. That's what I was thinking about. I don't know what used to be up there. It looks almost like a light used to be up there. And then I want to put just a couple around the back of the body here. Maybe see if I can, maybe I take my radio antenna off and put one there on the side of the cab, just to have a place to, like I said, light up when I can see out my door. So I'm not picky here. I've got 10 lights. I don't have to use all of them, but I want to use several of them and just be able to light this thing up just enough that I can see. I might have to go buy like some U-clamps or something like that to be able to maybe mount them on that handrail. So anyway, I'm gonna try to get a couple of them slapped on here if I can find some hardware to do it with. And once I get all the lights mounted where I want them, then I'll get the wires and get everything wired up. Hey, look at that. There's actually wires there that probably used to run out to a light. Don't know if I trust to use those wires, but hey, look, they're there. So anyway, let me get them put on here, and I'll just tell you how it goes. All right, so I'm getting a couple of them on, and like I said, I'm just kind of winging it here to figure out where I want to put them. Putting them where I can right now. Unfortunately, the bolts that come with them are pretty small, given the size of the machine I'm trying to put them on. So these bolt holes here, they're too big and too deep. There's a nut welded on the back there. This is meant to have for a bolt to thread into it. So I'm gonna have to use the little bolts that I have here. I'm gonna have to get longer ones, and I'm gonna have to get some fender washers to put on the back, because or else it wants to suck the factory size nut in there. But anyway, I've got one here I just put on the front of the cab. I have no idea what those brackets are supposed to be for. I'm sure there's probably, that's probably put on like a forestry package, I guess. But anyway, just took one of those bolts out. Got one mounted on there that's shining, it'll be shining down, so we'll be able to see what's down between my tracks. Try to keep from running over stuff. That one I put up top to shine out, but it's also shining down a little bit, so it should light up, a little bit out in front of the machine, but still on the ground. And then I put this one over on the side in place of where the CB antenna was at. So when I swing the body of the cab, I'll be able to see what's out to my left. I can't see out my right side anyway because the windows on this thing are so nasty. And the boom's there. So I rarely, if I can't see, I never rotate to my right. I always rotate to my left. So this will light up to the left to be able to see. So I'm making a little bit of progress, but I'm gonna have to try to think about running into town for longer bolts and fender washers if I want to keep going here. I'm gonna walk around the machine a little bit more here and see if I can find any other spots to put a few. But I think for now that's about all I can do with just what random holes I've found to utilize. So I might be able to find one or two up here on the back to put some rear lights on. But again, I don't really need the rear lights. I'm not backing. If I'm backing up, I can't see behind me anyway. So I normally will just spin the body around and to be able to see where I'm going. So anyway, just thought I'd give you a little update on how things are coming. It's cold and nasty, but I'm having fun. Yeah, buddy. Hard to get a respect for it with the glare. But I ended up doing a total of 4 lights on the cab. So you see the one on the right here in the front, kind of lower, that lights up down right in front of my tracks. And so I can see the front of what the bucket's digging. I've got one on the top, it's lighting up straight out. Got one on the top on the right here that's lighting up the side of the machine, so I can see out here when I swing to my left. I put one on the back just now. It's kind of an afterthought. I had a spare and I found a hole. So I put one on the back. There it is. It actually lights up the engine really well, and it lights up a little bit behind me. Not that I'll ever drive backwards, but it helps. And then I've got one up there on the boom. Lights up the link belt really well, just so everybody can know. And it lights up the top of the stick, so I can see if I'm ever close to trees or something. And then there on the stick, I've got 2 on each side. One facing straight out and one facing straight down at the bucket. So the one facing straight out just gives me more projection out. And of course, if I swing the stick up, it would light up into the air if I needed to for something. Just look up underneath or something, or look up into a tree or something. I don't know why, but it is what it is. But holy smokes, she's lit up and lit well. And I just put little gator clips, to clip onto the batteries. So yeah, not too fancy, but I can see, easily 50 foot out in front of me. My wellhead back there in the distance is clear, just clear as day. So yeah, now I'm really excited to actually try to do some night work with this thing. But I had it in my mind I was gonna get it done tonight. By God, it's 10:15, and I got it all lit up tonight, and it looks damn good. So yeah, hopefully we'll see how these lights last. We'll see if they stand up to the test of time. But they're LEDs, so they should be good as far as the shock and everything and bouncing around. So yeah, I'm excited. Man, she looks pretty. Just figured I'd show you guys how I hook up these lights. Nothing to it. There's gator clips on the battery, and I know that's really rudimentary. There should be a fuse link, blah blah blah, but it works. And it's not really an issue for me because when I get in this machine, I have a dead short somewhere where I have to hook up the battery cable anyway to the frame. So every night when I shut it down, I disconnect that negative battery cable, and every day it starts up, I have to reconnect it. So I'm already in this battery box every time I start and shut off the machine anyway. So it's nothing for me to hook and unhook those gator clips too. But that's it. And we can see at least so far this morning, they're working. Or not this morning, this afternoon. But they're working. I went ahead and just hooked them up because I figured by the time I get done, it'll be dark. So it doesn't hurt to run them while you're working.